Welcome back. Oh, my mic's too close to my face. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to ECS Season 6. We are in the final days of this season, and we're going to find out who will lock in those top 4 spots for the European and North American divisions, respectively. And here we have the second match of North America coming very soon to your screens. We have Dust 2. We just saw Complexity and Rogue face off against each other on map 1, which was Mirage. Seemed like Rogue are really having some teething issues at the moment, and Complexity looks just, run-of-the-mill, just very easy for them. Not there at the office.
Yeah, Complexity make it look a little too easy, out shooting Rogue a lot. As you said before, Rogue just a little off on their timing. Strats are like, oh yeah, MSL up, still getting outshot by by Shazam. And you map like Dust 2, where it's very op heavy. How are they going to beat Shazam and the gang?
Yeah, I wouldn't be I mean, I think the double AWP will be common when possible, but who has the more dominant position? I would imagine it will be MSL. I think this is a good test to see if he suits the style. But I think a similar question could be asked of Automatic on a map such as this. So it would be interesting actually to compare the styles they implement as two people who aren't primarily snipers now being primarily snipers.
Yeah. Well,
so that's interesting.
I always kind of find myself, what would Guardian do? What would he do?
Kill everyone.
He would not pull nades. He doesn't do anything. He goes for shots. He goes for kills. That's what these Alpers need to be doing. They gotta do what Guardian does.
It's true.
In my opinion.
On Dust 2 though, part of your job is to flash for your teammates on the CT side. If you're playing A, for example.
I accept that.
Well, I feel like maybe Guardian just doesn't burden himself with ever learning the grenades, so it's just never an option. Maybe that's the trick.
Maybe that's
it. Sorry, lads, just changed my res, don't know what's going on. You'll have to find another way. Yay has picked up a P250. Only 3 players with Kevlar for Complexity. 2 grenade men, so someone has, I guess, Shazam dropped a P250 for Yay. Which is curious as, well, I guess if you're buying all the grenades, you want someone else taking the initial engagements because you don't want to lose all these grenades at the beginning. So we've seen that before, the double HEs, and it will draw people out of position entirely, but Complexity only now breaching the long position, maybe heard by Vice on short. They are generally in earshot of each other. Shazam jumping up at inopportune moments. And now Vice goes back to have another look, and no one's really crossed the 1v1 duel, an extended one. But the bomb, it seems, may be planted now.
Nice little retake on Rogue in middle. They're going to retake through this catwalk area, 3-on-2 situation. The bomb is planted. Ooh, Def with a nice kill on Sick, but Ricky exchanging the kill, 2-on-1. It's up to Yaster in the P250. The bomb is planted long. Ooh, but he's in a weird spot. He's going to have to hit the shot. The defuse is going off. And that's the problem. You have that plant. It's hard to defuse. You have to be in a certain spot. He wasn't there, and he lost.
I think that's the second time we've seen that with a P250 now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Starts to fail at that range, unfortunately.
Yeah, the really long-range P250, not only the accuracy, but the damage drops off considerably at that range, like a long from pit to A-bomb site.
Yeah, you need to have a USP picked up by then.
It's like 60 damage at that rate.
Well, buy a Deagle. Buy a Deagle.
A Deagle. So that's next level.
The first bullet in accuracy of the Deagle is a problem, maybe. How much first bullet in accuracy is there with the Deagle, I wonder? Actually,
I shall investigate.
Yeah, I'm quite curious now.
Bring out the numbers. I want to hear the numbers. Give me the hard facts. How many plastic straws are in the ocean? I want to know.
Got Vice with the FAMAS. Patiently awaiting, get some info. 1 in pits. And they have already opted to hold catwalk and give up long, so it's not really a big deal, but it's always useful to have that information. It's quite interesting, actually, to do it this way. Of course, for the Ts, it's easier to take catwalk than it would be long and then rush up towards the bomb site. So they're willing to fight at close range. It's going to work out really well here. They are not going to lose a single player. Def's going to move forwards, recognizing that more or less the majority of the defense lies on the catwalk. And that will be that. 5 players survive. Already a much better start for Rogue. And especially on the CT side of Dust 2, where the economy is so fragile, it's very nice and very comforting. Like a nice cup of tea on a cold evening. to have a good start to your economy.
Good feeling. Surprised again. Team like MSL, methodical kind of thinker. No one had a USP armor. Everyone bought submachine guns who didn't have a rifle. With that being said, Android taking MSL right away. And he rushes through the smoke, gets a second one.
Wow.
And just like that, Complexity destroys Rogue in a bomb site. Rogue has to save. But that looked way too easy. But
Android looked like an animal there.
hey, he had no fears at all. He just ran through smoke, ran through the flashes, and just caught two people completely off guard when them being MSL. So my point being before, surprised MSL, you know, just have his pistol. So he could get an op on this round. If he had an AWP this round, it's a different strat. It's a different, I guess, different positions of CT. And there's a possible round one. Like, you know, in that round, Complexity takes long. You might be opping long A instead of pushing up like what MSL did right there.
Android will get 30 kills in this map.
You're calling it.
Calling it right now.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, he's got a very mechanical aim.
He's
It's really cool.
3 right now, just to let you know.
10 times what he has now.
There
He'll
you
get
go.
that at least.
Ooh,
Whip,
MSL.
whip,
He wants to hit
whip.
the elbow. Come on, shoot.
Come on, what?
You know, guys, I'm going to say something really bizarre.
Okay.
But the GG, I think, is buying an R8 for the pistol rounds. I'll come back to this.
Wait.
This is next level. We'll wait till an eco round.
Did you say GG? Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah. This is, just ponder this for now.
Okay.
I'm going to blow your mind in the short term.
Give us a little tidbit to chew on it. Think about it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to buy an R8.
Don't buy
Wait, but then you have to unequip the deagle?
Guys,
Never mind.
eco round. Come on, relax.
All right, we'll save it for Nico.
Alright, well. Complexity looking to push through to a B-split, it would seem, and the positioning of the CTs is perfect for that. They have the furthest away rotation, so this is the best round you could want to do a B-split right now with the current positions of the CTs. Two players isolated on the B-bomb site, and at this point you want to go fast. Once those smokes are down, you want to go fast, because the rotation's already started for the CTs. Don't make it easier for them. Here they go, into the bomb site. Ricky will take down Android. So starting off okay here for Rogue. Even better. Ooh, almost getting a third death. Sick. Oh, he did.
No, Def is alone. Really did not need to fall off at that point. 30 seconds. Needs to thin these numbers out. As you go for the plant, he does, trusting that they will go together. There it goes. Vice baiting, running distraction, and Hiko will come out of the apartment and get a kill for round number 3 for Rogue. They'll pick up all the toys, the AKs, the AWP, run over the bodies, collect any grenades that may be on some carcasses. Nothing just yet. And that will be the third round for Rogue. Complexity can still buy. All right, very quickly. The standing inaccuracy of the P250 is 11. Of the USP, it's 6.4. So it's almost double as accurate, especially for those kind of ranges. For Desert Eagle, it's 6.2, but for the R8 Revolver, it's 2.52.
Damn.
It's extremely accurate. So that's a GG. You plant the bomb for long, go in the pit with a revolver, you've won a round.
I don't
He's
understand.
just won the round.
I don't understand the numbers part. We're doing golf here? What's going on?
He won the round.
The inaccuracy
Of what?
of the weapons.
I know you say 2. What 2 of what? I don't understand.
I'll guess of 100.
Of inaccuracy? Like you 2 what?
I'm guessing it's percentage.
2 percentage? I just want to know here. So I want to... 215
I think
AB,
I think 100 is the worst possible inaccuracy.
6 blue L. I don't know what these mean.
And the
I
thing
think
is,
it's out of 100.
and
So
you
the
can-
lower it is, the more accurate the weapon is.
and
Okay.
yeah, and that's like if that is the very lowest.
So R8 is the gun to get.
For example, the sword off, well, it doesn't really count with the shotgun.
What is the damage drop off of the R8 as well? That's another one to know.
It's like 80 damage across
It's
the
much better than
Yeah.
almost everything. So
Yeah.
Literally,
the R8 is the key. Equip an R8 on Dust 2, win a pistol round.
5 R8s.
Look at that, Ricky and Shazam exchanging kills. 4 and 4, and looks like Complexity. They're working this B split. Shazam trying to entry with the AWP does not pay off. Vice and Sick get kills. 2-on-3 situation. Pretty much almost a 1-on-3. Sanzov is so low HP, he can't really engage in anything. It'll be up to Android to make moves here. Make moves, make plays. Make dollars.
10 HP.
About timing. Timing's good. Android. Oh, I can't quite do it. I took over James because you were coughing. Hope you didn't wait. James is slowly dying. I wonder if he's dying. Do you think he's dying?
We're all dying.
But but is he dying a lot faster than normal?
All those knives and shoes that he buys, I'm sure it's not easy on your health. Stressing you out. Deciding, is it blue? Is it white? I don't know what color to get. Did you get the one with the little stars on them? I don't know.
He's not bleeding today. That's good.
You're not breathing?
Bleeding.
Okay, that's
Yesterday he was bleeding a lot.
good. Glad you're okay.
It's a nice shot from MSL. I had like at least 2 nosebleeds, maybe 3 yesterday.
Ooh. Is that common?
In the summer.
You're stuck in level 3 on the base there. It's
Yeah.
common.
I'm getting nosebleeds because we can't keep winning matches, Eric.
We've won, wait, did we lose all of them yesterday?
We lost 2, I think. But we won at least 2 as well.
So we went 500.
I left you with all the plebs on the A site of train.
One of those maps, man, my goodness.
All I could see was the kill feed. I was like, yeah, he's screwed.
I think I had like 19 kills in 1/2, but we only won like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on?
Marcel creating space for himself, working well so far, especially with the distraction of his teammates, and maybe the R8 would have got a kill there.
Would have.
I'm definitely equipping it with us too.
You know what? Yeah, me too.
Doing
Good
it, man.
idea.
Just like, need to eke out a nice strat to get a bomb planted for long. It'll be impossible to lose the round. Impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
I can't wait to see the team that equips like 5 R8s. It'll be the hypest moment of my life, just on land.
In the window of Mirage. On Eco.
This looked like an eco round, but Stanislav they do have guns on Complexity. Rogue 5-1, just like that. Seems like Complexity's been saving this entire half so far. Oh, come on, Massa, you know that's not a jump. You gotta go on the side. There you go. Flashes. None of the Complexity are hit. Scout for some information. He does see utility.
Target practice.
There you go, so.
42 HP. Oh, is anyone watching the cross?
Guardian would not pull out a Molotov there.
That's true.
He would keep re-peeking.
That's true.
He would keep re-peeking until you all dead.
That's true.
Let someone else throw the utility. No,
Why
Vice,
throw
come
something
on.
when you can just kill people instead?
Tell Vice
He's
to
got
do
a
it.
brain of an in-game leader, that's why. And he's always the man throwing the utility for his team. But now
Well,
he has a different role, but he is
He
conflicting.
shouldn't be an opera then if he has to be the main guy with utility. That's what I told about Smiths way back in the day. Stop being a utility opera, quote unquote.
What about, just look at Fallen. He redefined the game.
Wait,
Just beast.
He
Just go
did.
beast mode.
but he hit way more op shots than he did to throw utility.
Well, that's the thing. Like he'll play like ridiculous close range spots and be really comfortable with it, which shows that if he knows that he can just get kills, he's just going to get kills in a lot of spots. It is really interesting. I think that sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit to make hard shots or to make clutch shots, and we try to play things safer, but sometimes to try to play things safer is actually
Worse.
riskier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing not to lose,
Yep.
Yeah.
not to die. Playing with fear, concern. That is a meaty HE grenade. Leaving Ye with not an R8 on long. Smartly, they even added a skin for the R8 with a llama on it.
A llama?
Yeah. I think there's a skin called Llama Cannon. And it's actually quite nice. It's a nice skin and it has a little llama on the side of it.
Okay.
No llama sticker required.
Fortunate no one used the weapon.
Apart from Alu. I don't know if he still uses it.
I remember when you equipped it, but I haven't seen it
There's
since.
Alu and was it Snacks? Maybe.
Snacks would seem like a guy that would do it. He's like something different.
How many kills is Ricky good for behind this smoke? Just the one. Bomb spotted on the radar. Will 6 be checked for? Will they assume this is empty? They don't have the personnel. The bomb's been abandoned. Looking to flank instead. That's got to be careful. They can see his shadow on the floor. depending on his position. But he may have averted that issue. There's one. I was going to say there's two, but it wasn't. Now Shazam is at risk of dropping an AWP to this team. Just a 1 round on the board. 7-1 for Rogue. That score's crept up on me. For a trade frag, and there he is. Oh, he was so close.
It's one of those rounds you're like, oh, stop peeking.
Denied.
Yeah, Shazam. He's had a lot of those rounds in the past where he'll pull something out of his ass. He's good at doing that. He's very
Anything.
good.
He's a magician.
Exactly. He's a magician. He makes stuff happen somehow. But I don't know. This is looking really hard for Complexity. Only 1 round so far on T side. Can't be good in their minds. But you gotta keep playing. You gotta move on. You gotta pick up the pieces. Win out. Molotov will push back EA out of that long door as he does take a lot of damage in the process. He's gonna re-aggress.
Oh!
He couldn't expect that.
Yeah, that's cheeky. That is so cheeky.
And all that utility work down the drain.
Yeah, just go kill him.
Great flash. Very quick reaction from Complexity. Much needed again. They're so far behind at present. There's a grenade pulled out and a trade frag. MSL and Sick versus 4. MSL is in position for the multi-frag. But there is a flank lying in wait. They're looking for information. Offering smokes, looking for a response. No counter flashes. MSL will hide himself from long, though his scope is probably visible, but no one's peeking just yet. 1 grenade spotted, he's blind. 2 targets, there's a flick, but also a round for the opponents, surely.
Nice to pick off 1 there at least. It's a pretty old M4 skin actually, at this point.
Is it called Bullet Rain or something? No,
No,
it's not.
no.
X-Ray.
Bullet Rain's the one I had.
X-Ray.
Yeah.
That's X-ray.
Doesn't look like an X-ray.
Well, I thought the X-ray was the one with like the skull on it, right?
No, I'm pretty sure this is the X-Ray. It's not about skull, it's an X-ray of the weapon, so. I am fairly certain this is the X-ray.
Looks nice.
Sliggy should know.
Siggy says he's absolutely sure it is correct.
Yeah, that is
100%.
X-ray. So what am I thinking about? One with the skull.
MP7 skulls?
No, MP7.
I'm not sure. There's M4 with a woman's head on it,
That's true.
like anime head.
Yeah, I love anime.
Don't know what
Yeah, I love
that
anime.
one is though, but that's probably not what you're thinking of.
No, I'll tell you what. I'm looking it up all right now.
Oh, that's Neo Noir, is it?
It
According
is.
to
No, I know what
Slickster.
you're talking about. That's the one with the anime.
Anime. Do you like anime?
I do.
Anime's great.
Watching one right now called Kaji.
Kaji.
It's about a gambler. It's really ridiculous.
No,
but
no.
it's funny. I'm thinking of Desolate Space for some reason.
There
Yeah,
you
if
go.
you like
Gotta get my
anime.
weeb on.
Huh?
Gotta get my weeb on.
Notice me, senpai.
Well, back to the Counter-Strike.
What is a senpai anyway?
It's your dad.
It means master in Japanese.
It's your dad. Did you just make that up? It's your dad. It's your old man.
Well, aggressive moves here from MSL with the AWP, the cat push, the classic. Got to be careful how long you stay out here. A lot of teams will have setups to trap you and absolutely wreck any aggression, and MSL will escape, only catching a couple bullets in the backside in the derriere.
I lied in that meaning. It's a little more intimate than that. That's all I'm going with that.
Complexity looking for their 3rd round. Shazam waiting for the overextension. You can't pick that for free, sir. A lesson learned, perhaps. I think Shazam should be more of a threat on the CT side. High flashes for any players on the platform. A long spray from Hiko. No answer from Complexity.
Boost.
Ooh, I like the off-angle boost. There's one. is at the bomb plant site. Is anybody else on the site? Lots of questions to be answered by Rogue. Sick waiting for the flank. Android taken out. Man advantage for Rogue.
Not looking too bad, actually, for either teams. I think it's pretty up in the air. It's a lot to do with Stanislaus' performance here, because you can see Ye he has been hiding as well. They have to create space for each other. Stan might be pushed out of position. The Molotov's not burning him just yet. As he pushes forwards, going for the peak, it's Ye to get it done, though, for the first frag. He's got more to deliver as he pushes around the side of the site as Shazam's AWP comes into play, but not fast enough. No R8s. No GG.
Good patience on Rogue on the retake, especially Hiko, just hiding in that kind of elevator CT spawn area. Because people have the will to maybe jump, peek, at least take a shot. You know, we've seen it all, jump shooting and whatnot. But if he did that, there's a chance that he'd get picked off. And so, pretty good retake. Because Rogue, on this map, you do need,
Wow.
you do need a lot of patience.
Okay, Dev. Okay.
Avoiding the flashbang, Ricky. Lurking in the smoke. Fadeaway Molotov. To be a nuisance, please don't go to my way.
Get out of my way.
That rotation will be heard, and maybe it will encourage someone to have a look. Everybody's familiar with the off-angle for the sniper rifle players. The other side of the door, looking for players coming out of the lower tunnel. Perhaps Ricky saw some of that flashbang or heard the priming of it, but he'll fall away. And that has forced Rogue into a 3-1 situation. And boy, is Sick going to have some trouble coming his way. Off angle from him. Normally expect him to be behind the barrels. The HE will help, but he won't get any kills. These players are heavily maimed, however. Vice looking for a lurker. There he is. Now, 3 versus 4. They may still be deterred from going for this. It seems they will back away.
It's crazy. You wonder if that HE connected and it would be like a 3v3 right now if they go for it.
I think you would go for it in 3-on-3. Because they do have a smoke and 3 flashbangs, 3 kits. I think, yeah, I think definitely they would have gone for it.
And it's hard to know if that's a blessing in disguise, because maybe the next round they have is really, really good. And maybe if they did go for it, you know, because it's really tough sometimes on B, they lose all the guns, the momentum shifts. It's so difficult to know what the right call is in Counter-Strike. Sometimes it's not actually... I mean, that's actually the beauty of it. In Counter-Strike, there's never necessarily one perfect answer to anything.
Yeah.
And you can never know what the perfect answer is, and there may be a few different good options.
Yeah, there's so many variables in this game, especially at a high level where, I mean, technically you could win with any kind of strat, really. As long as you hit your shots more than they do, you can technically win with any kind of strategy, but obviously that's not how it works.
The players make it so much right.
Yep.
That's another thing I love about this game, as opposed to like a MOBA or something where there's more limitation to the roles.
Yeah.
Here, like, it's about just what every player has equal tools, but some are much better with some things than others, and that's really interesting.
Nice little Molotov there.
The dodge.
Complexity have some catching up to do.
So far, nothing eventful. Complexity just slowing it down, baiting as much utility as possible. As they did bait a bunch of utility already from the A bomb site. You look in Rogue, they have very little utility on any counter initiative towards any bomb site. So they have to use the rest of their utility very wisely. Stanislav gets a little flashed off. Again, at Rogue using all the utility. This allows Ricky to push up a little bit, get a little off angle with AWP.
This is where things could go really badly for the T's. Oh, they're not actually going to push at all on the stairs, and that's going to be info for Rogue. Rogue should really know at this point and start to think about, okay, this surely has to be B. Nate starts to come in towards mid, and the rotation should surely happen as well. The push in long is happening. MSL, this is a really powerful position. Gets one with the FAMAS, only good for one. You really need to get 2 if you possibly can in that spot to slow the T's down, but it will be a pretty clean entry. Very well done by Complexity to get that, and Rogue will have to go for the safe again. 3v4 on that B bomb site, really hard. And Complexity didn't really do anything special in that round, and that's, I think, part of the beauty of it.
Yeah, I think it's actually more in Rogue on the type of angles and fights they took. So if you're playing CT, you're playing B, there's a B split happening. If you let the T's execute the B split, you're going to get crushed. So in that situation, you got to be reactive. You got to make a move. Rogue decided to take middle instead of maybe pushing through tunnels. You see a lot of teams, or you will see some teams will take towards tunnels if there's a B split. Just cut off one part of the rush or whatnot. And usually teams put less people in tunnels, more out middle. So it's always a little bit less of a risk to take towards tunnels and middle.
Sometimes you get lucky and get the bomb.
Sometimes you get lucky and get the bomb, but Rogue decided to fight the middle guys, and they just got outshot. Shazam killed Sick right away from window. And so that kind of screwed MSL in his spot. So maybe Sick maybe play more of a baiter for MSL in that slant box off angle kind of spot and bait them in MSL. But instead, Sick got picked off. MSL only got one. So like little things.
And finding those middle guys too, it makes a lot of sense when you have that CT who, even if he's behind smoke, he's in CT spawn, which, as you mentioned, they didn't have anyone like that. Complexity though, making some rounds happen.
Saw a switch of weapons in CT spawn. Riquet left in a boost position with the M4A4. Now we were told at one point that the M4A4 didn't exist and it was basically an M4A1. And then other people said, but there is an M4A4. So who knows which it is. Again, you can warbang this position.
It's a different gun.
There is a common spot for a boost and for somebody standing. But of course that does reveal information as well. Riquet getting a little cheeky, moving around. Oh, what is this? Very expectant. I didn't even know you could do that. But Def will catch him off. Guess they were convinced. Nobody in mid at all. Must be preparing for the anti-B split, but here comes a B split.
Yeah, nothing they can do at this point. It's actually interesting because from Riquet's position, where he tried to peek in mid, that actually looks like a bad angle for the position he's trying to peek, because he's really close to the corner, and the other player was hugging the far wall, so there's more, like, you're going to see that CT first. So that's, I think, maybe one of the issues with that. Because he seemed fine just playing behind the box. It didn't seem like they were necessarily going to wallbang that position. Oh dear. Oh no. So that was an interesting one. There's maybe a reason why we don't ever see anyone playing that spot like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty risky spot. You're exposed, and when people swing out middle, they're not, I guess, they do look CT spawn, but feels like it's a one and done spot. Even if he does get one kill, most of the time he'll probably get exchanged right away.
Yeah, you can see, Def could see much more of his body, a lot more.
Yeah.
That was it's a weak position from Riquet.
I think that spot's maybe, well, depends on if they toss the CT spawn smokes. Is it smoked out that spot? Probably. So I don't know, I don't understand the positive of that spot.
Sometimes, you know, bad spots can be really good because of playing against expectation, playing against the meta, having surprise, but it didn't seem like that was the case there.
Yeah, it's not much different if you're coming out looking for somebody to headshot. It's just kind of slightly, ever so slightly lower. I think a good example is the front of the B bomb site on Cash. In those little ditches, you sometimes see somebody sit. Quick flank from Rogue. 2 plays in that short position. Def standing his ground, and that won't last very long. Vice with the MP5. Maybe it did take an extra second to figure out where they were getting a shot from.
You made the MP5 look really good there, James.
Yeah, he did.
I'm staying with MP5 now.
2v2. Sick has an AWP, both players coming in from short, slowly creeping in. Sick doesn't know if anyone's at the car, but also you have to wait for the off-angle peek from the site as well, where Android is. Such a common peek. Ooh. Look at the bursting from him. That is disgusting. And that is a 6th round for Complexity.
The weird thing is that Rogue looked like so strong. The first, you know, what was it? You know, the 8-1 or whatever they had. And then the second Rogue were winning rounds, it looked like Complexity just couldn't do anything. All of a sudden, they just couldn't do anything. It was really weird. It's like it just every round started to look like they were struggling, and that Rogue had a massive edge on them. Oh, sorry, Complexity had a massive edge on Rogue. Very weird. I have no idea who's going to win this game.
Glocks are out, as is a P250 for Hiko. Where is the R8?
Where is it?
Obviously, it's too late to equip it during our revelation. The exchanges will continue on along, and the Glock seems to be winning out, which is bizarre. But now the USPs are fighting back. Around the car position, Death will finish off the job. Round number 7 for Complexity. A key win for them. They were trailing that entire half, and of course, it is all eyes on Complexity to see if they can make it to land. This would be another key victory for them. Although Rogue, I guess they have 8 losses now after losing the previous map, I'm assuming.
Rogue were
That may put them out of contention.
Oh, I think you're right, actually, yeah. So Complexity have 4 losses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad name.
Not as successful as Alex is for LDLC in the 10-second round we saw last week. Sick hiding on the mid position on flat. And it's just relatively pedestrian anti-eco round for Complexity. Nobody lost, and now the bigger guns come out for Rogue.
Complexity winning the last 7 out of 8 rounds. Momentum completely shift around. Rogue looked like they're going to just mollywop in Complexity in the first half. You said before, Dan, something happened. Now Complexity is in control, and Rogue hasn't found that answer. What Complexity doing, and that's not a good start. Oh no!
That was a nervous peak. The MP9.
Look at the HP, just like that. Complexity's falling apart in shambles. Android has to do something, and that was not the right play. Vice taking Android out. Devlov wants a miracle. Wants to beat his whole village. It's not going to happen, though, boys.
No.
Missed the shipment.
I wonder, you know, because with the R8, it's like a delay. It's like playing in 2003 or whatever with
ping.
like 100 ping or something,
Yeah.
or even like 60 ping probably, because that was the days before you had an anti-lag to netcode.
Mhm.
I wonder if that will be easier for us, because I remember playing like railing, like using a railgun in Quake with like 60, 70
It'd be a
ping,
nightmare
80
for
ping.
it would be a nightmare
It's
for
exactly the
people
same.
because of you have to lead with
Exactly,
your aim,
yeah,
and people are so used to aiming at people on top of them.
yeah.
Is that it's a whole different kind of aim style.
That was like Quake especially was all leading shots.
Yep.
Quake actually had a built-in 50 ms delay. Even on LAN, it
Yeah.
was there. So
Yeah.
you have to lead your shots even on LAN in the old days.
Very
So,
little, but you still had to.
so it was something that everyone was used to. Another reason why in the old days Quakers had really good aim. In the old days.
Yeah, you had to. I mean, they had very fast aim. A lot of crazy aimers, and the netcodes. Netcode is definitely different. Nowadays, very interesting. That's why you have a lot of the desync. Sometimes if you're lagging, like people pull around corners.
Yeah, the backwards reconciliation, it's just like too much. That's like the really weird thing is that you need a perfect cutoff with when the anti-lag just stops working. Because if you have like 300 ping and you peek out and shoot someone, and they're just going to die before they will die on their screen before they've seen you. It's like you'll just be a ghost, invisible. It's like it's a lot of really weird problems when the ping gets too high with anti-lag.
So weird.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
The auto shotgun has been wielded. It's been pulled out,
Yeah.
taken from its slumber, from hibernization or hibernation, whichever you prefer. I like hibernization, to be honest.
Well, Andrew's getting his Robocop on, James.
You go.
I need to watch the RoboCop films again.
That's got to be
The original one
top tier.
Classic.
is so brutal.
That's classic.
Mm.
I like this, like the.
They did a remake, didn't they?
Yep.
Recently. I will never watch that.
It's alright.
I watched it.
It's alright. It's alright.
All right, it's not good enough, buddy.
Did Robocop use shotguns, right?
Oh!
And pistols?
Does now.
No, he used a like a special modified Glock, I believe
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
Like a modified Glock. With the, like,
Music. Even the music in that show was awesome.
what people don't understand is that that movie's kind of a satire-based movie, but it's done kind of in a serious way because it's based off comics. And,
Okay.
and that's why you see like these random AIDS commercials in the movie. Like, what's going on?
No idea.
Read up on it. It's interesting.
I played the Robocop games on Amiga 500 Plus, Commodore 64.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Die Hard games were the best.
Oh, they were pretty good actually. Shazam! He's been very good himself, and he's in a Die Hard game right now. He's doing his best John McClane. Wait, that's not. Never mind.
It is Die Hard.
Is it Die Hard? Okay,
It doesn't really make sense, but he's not wearing a shirt. He's not in an event.
He's not wearing
If
shoes.
it was Cash, you could say John McClane.
That's a John McClane move right there.
Through the flames.
Oh, he was close. But we were asking a lot of him.
Really thunderfoot in that situation. I guess trying to catch the one up, but sick. On top of the game. Rogue kind of sneaking around through. Now Complexity's gonna have to save.
Dragon Loaf.
Dragon Loaf.
Good bread.
Excuse me?
Yeah. The finest bread.
Dragon bread.
Well, there is a flashbang being held by Mr. Royd.
Look at that.
Right.
Andy Royd.
Look at all those 4 people at the car. It's just prime eco frags right there.
Surprise! It's party on long. You're all invited.
Oh my god. Padding stats.
FY Pool Day.
Yeah, that was a good one. Classic.
I always try to plant the bomb. I was that guy running around just getting blasted by like 10 people. All I want to do is plant the bomb. Every so often, every, rare round, I would succeed.
I didn't even know you could even plant them on.
Yeah,
I think it was on
So
the end of the
cute.
diving board or something.
yeah.
I don't think anyone ever gotten that far in the game.
I told you I was a pleb in 1.6. I was just doing stupid stuff like that.
Well, that's a good entry frag. Yay. Forward smoke to defense. And he'll take the orb. What is he going to do here? He wants to make a forward place and he wants to get in there. He wants to get involved. He wants to be stuck in the action, get aggressive, bully them. But he can't do any of those things. Has to back away. It's boring, it's lame. But he has to do it. Sometimes you've got to do the boring job. Android, though, different story here. Looking to try to hold off these Ts from the B-bomb site. But they will not be denied using, well, this Molotov. Might not matter too much, we'll have to see. Still 5 players left alive for Rogue, as they've got this B-bomb site. This is a pretty rough situation for Complexity, in all honesty. Gonna be tough to break back into this. They've lost 2 players already before a trade comes in. Finally, the bomb is planting. Punching in those numbers, setting up the bombs, setting us up the bomb.
There you go. It's old school right there.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that. That's way beyond a lot of people's generation. That came out in 2000.
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't even alive back then.
They're
They're
seeing what
watching
I've
the
seen.
show right now.
All of your base. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google all of your base. B-A-S-E.
Are belong to us.
It's one of the original memes.
It was. I
Might
love
be
this
the-
song.
I wonder if it's the original meme.
I think so. I remember just having that on repeat at 4 a.m. sitting in front of my computer,
It's like Black Albion and Sheep Open.
questioning my life. I want to be this cool one day.
Well, 13-8, and Rogue have really caused problems here for Complexity. Unlike the first half, the CTs this time do not start off with a good economy. They're fighting for their lives. And Rogue are close to that finish line, but they need to close it down. MSL going for the fast peak. And he has the timing, but Shazam has the shot.
Aiming too high.
Yeah, he had that. He absolutely had that. That's a shame.
Wonder if Complexity will be made to saving as many rounds on their CT side as Rogue were when they have been outmaneuvered towards B. Surely that will continue to be a focus for Rogue, especially as they maybe have been conditioned from the previous map. Light touch of the foot. And Def cannot abuse that distraction. Stanislaw will do his best to see the bomb, but they probably knew it was going there anyway. Oh, the bomb's been lost actually. Hold on a second. 3 versus 3, plenty of footsteps. How brave is Shazam? Android's got to do something. He sees the gun. There's a nice headshot for him. That leaves Hiko in a 1 versus 3. And he will take one in the face from Android. Close casket funeral for him.
Did you say a light touch of the foot?
To the foot. Because he shot the guy in the foot.
Yeah. Feathery touch.
Ooh, love tap.
Lightest of touches.
Tip taparoo. Lexi bringing it back.
Ooh. And Still's going for it again.
He's going for it again. Let's see. Let's go, MSL. You got this? Oh, he had it again. He's at the point where I should run from this molly. I should run. And that caused him to miss. Been seeing a lot of this Molotovs lately. One off the window.
That's cool.
I think every Duster game I've seen so far, some of these teams do it. Almost every single half.
That shutter just perfect angle. It can't be by accident.
Can't be.
I remember when they added that. Because at first they just made the wall flat. It used to be curved. It used to bounce. Used to bank grenades off there all day. Really easy. And when you know the rough spot, and where you, well, if you're familiar with jump throws, not even a bind, just pressing jump and throwing. It's pretty easy to do.
That's a little more skill in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad they put that there because I think it would have been way too much to just remove anything from that. Because a lot of situations they just changed it, so there's some relearning to do and so on. But that I thought was too much. So
Yeah.
happy I went back.
It's a really big problem in game design. You need to figure out what are all the annoying things that don't add anything to the game. And there is a balance to be found, isn't there? Nades especially. Speaking of balance, is Vice looking to tip the balance into the favor of his team, but can't find anything on the rotation. He will go down. Everyone is going down. It's up to MSL and Ricky. Ricky doing a great job there, but the bomb is lost. They re-smoke that one. It's just going to be so difficult to retake it, and he knows it. MSL looking to try to help out. Goes down, and 10 HP. And a dream. Managed to actually get the bomb though. Ricky, surely not. Shazam, how did he hit that? Headshots, of course. 10-13, and the money is looking a bit ropey, or ropier, for the Rogue side. But they're still in for a buy, so things aren't looking too bad just yet. Actually this round, which will really tell us the most, both teams buying down to almost nothing. So whoever wins this is likely to get 2, and obviously for that to happen to Rogue, obviously they are pretty much there for this push.
Oh my god, all the flashbangs. Almost literally all the flashbangs. They've got 3 left somehow. And there they've taken long. And they will all leave. And it's very unlikely that Complexity will go for a retake of long. So that essentially gives them an extra man.
This is a cool strat as well, because you can see that they left Vice just covering for pushes in case after all those flashbangs, the B players would push. And so he holds that, and after that long take, they all just rush back and join him, and they just walk into B. So this is a very easily replicable strat in a pug even. So it's a good one for you guys to note down if you want to add a strat to your playbook. Give this one a try. Only one guy on the side, it's Android, he's close. Toss the Molotov. There's no smoke for that, I don't think. They just run straight through it. Oh, there is a smoke. Take him down. And it's looking pretty even here so far. Advantage Rogue.
One player crosses. Shazam looking for any kind of timing. Cheeky shot from him. Always worth a stab towards double stack as well in case there has been some mispositioning. A smoke grenade, nothing more than that for Complexity, and indeed it will be safe territory. Time to walk away again. A second AWP will be collected, but that will be round number 14 for Rogue. Again, we are looking for Complexity to win at least 3 of their games to put them in great contention. With 2 games to come versus MIBR, this is definitely one they want to pick up, but seems that Rogue have ideas of their own. Having lost the first map, they are looking for revenge in the second.
Revenge.
I think I watched a mouse port demo, and the long A take that Rogue does is pretty similar to what mouse ports does, and I've noticed that about MSL. I think he takes really good strats from other teams and just throws it into his mix, because I've seen him do Astralis strats. This map, I've seen him do mouse ports kind of a tendencies, so I'm kind of thinking, yeah, what's the overall game plan that Rogue kind of has? He's putting a whole different strats, it just changes up, there's like no fluid game plan. But right here, as you see, Rogue, he got fast catch, Shazam missing the shot. He's in big trouble right now with 3 HP. He wishes he's in a different spot. 2. Then they did 1 damage. Wow.
That's a great shot from Def. Really needed an accurate shot there. But Riquet's ready for the angles. Sniper knows his sniper angles. And he will beat Def to the punch. Clean shot as well, not even a penetration kill. Running out for Stanislaw. Long spray from him, and it's good for 2. That is very crucial in a situation. Here's Mr. Royd with the long-range auto shotgun. Can't believe he got that. Look how low these players are. Sick with the AK-47. If they go to the window anywhere close to his Molotov timing, if he chooses to use it, that would be unreal. But he's made a master stroke, it seems. There is the molly now. Stam firing a shot. Picked up an M4. He's got to go for this, surely. Suggesting the window, but he's at the door. He needs a headshot. That's all he can do. He has a kit. Sick. Oh, just playing the sounds, but it seems that his headphones got the better of him, and Shazam will steal the round.
He had so many sound cues there, and he was afraid to peek it. Oh wow. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna have people life tip here, one-on-one situations.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where if you hear a guy running and he doesn't know where you are yet, you have an advantage in your peek, because you can peek stop. You know exactly where he's going to be, and he's still moving, so he has a horrible fight.
Here's another thing. If you ever find yourself in a one-on-one situation, more times out of not, it's always better to be the peeker than to hide in an angle and let them not check your spot. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you rely on them to make a mistake instead of you taking advantage of whatever spot you're in. So Sick, he should have just buckled down and just wide swung an angle, or pick a comfortable angle instead of just hiding there doing nothing.
Yeah, he had it was like a really good moment to hide, and then the way he repositioned on the sounds initially.
Yeah.
But then after that, that's like you got the peak.
Yeah, after that point, you got to
frag.
just peek. You got to just peek and take an angle, get the kill, because you know it's never a great thing to like. You want to make the mistakes. Don't rely them and make mistakes. You know what I mean? There's a difference in that.
Yeah.
Astralis makes you make mistakes all the time. You wouldn't do that against other teams.
Well, it's quite a pickle, because the money for Rogue, it kind of sucks now. Got a UMP and a Deagle. Not optimal. Suboptimal, James.
Well, that was a very revealing flashbang. They're lining up, and there's an easy trade. Android, does he give it up? Well, he'll have to give it up. He's forced to. Stanislaw, Shazam, and Yay, what do they do now? Again, running out of rounds to save. Will there be a pop flash? Does he go in wild? Only Ye has a flash, and he's the one standing next to the door, so he's still going to just charge through, completely unannounced, waiting for the beats, I assume. But there's a flank from Sick, and that might be the master's play. 1 versus 3 for Stanislaw, no help, no grenades. And that smoke, ooh, the peek just before. Now what does he do? Fake flashbang, makes his way in, maybe not. I'm presuming he will save an AWP. But he's given up on this one. He doesn't have a kit either. So he is forced to fall away. And we will move to match point for Rogue. Complexity are just 4 rounds away, but they are
Big trouble.
at their wits' end and in big trouble because they got no money for Dust 2. It's not the best map to not really have any proper weaponry in.
Got no money. Where the dollar bills at? Where there's greenbacks? Where the stacks? Greenbacks and stacks. Here we go. Rush B.
I like this.
Reliable. They've won so many rounds on B Rogue. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. They've done it, haven't they? They've got a 5 versus 4 after plant scenario. You couldn't ask for a better spot to close the match.
Bombs down. Yay, creeping through the smoke to his doom. That leaves Stanislaw with the M4 and 2 pistoling players. No utility. No big Molotov. No nothing. 16-11, Rogue take the second game. That is the first loss of the day for Complexity with 2 games to come.
Yeah.
The Complexity looked a little lost in that first half. Like they took a while to get going. I don't know if this is a map that they veto a lot or whatnot. I don't think I've seen him play this map that often, but we know that Rogue likes to pick this map out, and Rogue started off really hot, really hot, especially on the CT side of Dust 2. It's always great to be up a lot of rounds on the CT side. And Complexity just started off flat, and it took them too long to get back in the game, and other than losing maybe a couple crucial rounds on the CT side, Rogue pretty much outplayed them for the most part.
Yeah, and it is surprising as well, you know, with the likes of, you know, Shazam. Obviously, Devham with the AWP, Android mechanically very good as well. It is quite surprising to see them have such struggles here. So really good of Rogue to, you know, find themselves in that position so that, you know, to capitalize. And we didn't, I feel like, have any crazy stand-up performances really from any one individual. It's just some, you know, very impactful plays across the board, very well distributed. So I don't think too much to really say about the stats. I think it was more of a strategic issue and calling issue for any, you know, for either of the teams when it came to from a struggles perspective.
Yeah, I think Complexity just tightened up on their TG side, especially on Dust 2 and B. We saw a lot of plays where the B person would engage and the other guy would just kind of sit back instead of engaging together, sitting back together, and so they lost a lot of B rounds. You said they were pretty successful in their B takes. Well, you can't have one person engage and one guy just hanging back. It's never going to work at this level.
Well, it's not going to get any easier for Complexity, James. They've got MIBR coming up next. Are you hyped?
I am very excited to see how MIBR will do. I think they got eliminated from IEM, actually, so perhaps that will play into the favor of Complexity. They both need the wins to make it to land, so it's going to be a big battle, and it's coming up after the break. We'll see you back here shortly.